Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Liverpool 3. Yes, people, welcome back to another Premier League match reaction. The international break is over, which means we're back in business with the football, and Liverpool back with a bang. They go top of the Premier League table. They didn't have it all their way this game, to be honest. I mean, those who watched it would know that Wolves actually, to be honest, in the first half were the better team. But quality shone through, and the main thing is Liverpool got the 3 points, and they now return to the top of the Premier League table, a sight they haven't seen in a season or two, to be honest with you, but a Liverpool back. Are Liverpool back to being title challengers? I'm not too sure. We're going to discuss that as well as the match, as always, as I do around on My Football. So if you're on your own team, make sure you subscribe down below if you love football and Premier League match reactions. I'm so glad the international break is over so you can get back into the thick of things and back reacting to football matches. So yeah, as I said, I think the first half, to be honest, I thought Wolves were the better team. Liverpool obviously had a bit of a makeshift back four. Van Dijk serving his second game out over the red card. Of course, also Trent Alexander-Arnold was injured, meaning Joe Gomez shifted to right back. I'm not sure why Konate didn't start and that young boy Quadri, or however you pronounce his name, started. I'm not too sure of that one. I don't know whether Konate had a little knock himself. He came off the bench, so that leads me to believe that wasn't the case, to be honest. But look, either way, I didn't think Quadri had a bad game whatsoever, and he himself came off with cramp towards the end of the football match. But I did think in the first half, Wolves were having it all too easy. They were more energetic, they were more tenacious, they were getting the ball through midfield too easily, especially Pedro Neto. He was having it all his way down the left-hand side. Liverpool's right-hand side, their defence was not up to it whatsoever, man. They could not contend with Pedro Neto and the new boy, number 27, I don't know how to pronounce his name, the new debut kid. I thought he was really good as well. But to be honest with you, Liverpool were able to keep the ball out the back of the net, and that was the main thing. They only conceded one goal. Because for all Wolves' pressure, and they had a few chances for Cunha, however you pronounce his name, should have got at least 2 goals, to be fair, in the first half as well. He didn't manage to bag any. The game stayed at 1-0 to Wolves. And while it was always 1-0, Liverpool were always going to have a chance. They showed the chance right at the end of the match when I believe Szoboszlai and Salah had a really good chance where Salah made a brilliant double save, etc. So the warning signs were there. Wolves had all the chances in the first half, but they did not quite make Liverpool pay. This is the second time I've watched Wolves this season. The first time I watched them was against Manchester United in their first game of the season at Old Trafford. And in that game, I said Wolves did not take their chances. And again today, they did not take their chances because Liverpool could smell blood in that second half. They could smell it, man. They could sense the fact that they had something going for them. And if you don't take your chances, you're going to regret them. And that's exactly what happened for Wolverhampton Wanderers, because look, the chances were there. Pedro Neto had a brilliant game. I thought Cunha was good up until we came to the end product. I thought number 27 for Wolves was really good as well. Their link-up play, Nelson Semedo had a fantastic game in there. Mario Lemina, Gomez in there were really good as well. But they did not contend with Liverpool in that second half. And let's talk about Liverpool, because that second half was a really good performance from them. Football later, I appreciate joining the stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. 3-1 to Liverpool, yes. Yeah, what a brilliant result for Liverpool. Go top of the Premier League table for now. Caveat, because City do play in about 25 minutes against West Ham. Audito, appreciate you joining the stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, Liverpool, really good performance for them and really good result in that second half. Look, at the end of the day, any football fan prefers results to performances. Obviously, you want both, but you'll take results over performances any day of the week. The warning signs are still there. I still do believe the defense is a problem, with or without Van Dijk. Obviously, Van Dijk improves them, but still, their defense does look a little bit leaky. But once again, from Liverpool, they showed heart and determination. Because let's be honest right now, yeah? That game against Newcastle for the international break, Liverpool, for the majority of that game, were on the ropes. But the last 20 minutes, they went for it and they won that game 2-1. That took a lot of heart. Again today, that first half was terrible from Liverpool. Really bad. Liverpool players and fans will be the first to admit it. But in the second half, they came out with renewed confidence, renewed energy, and went at it. So big up Liverpool for that, because they came out in the second half and they were gunning for Wolves, and they've come back with another comeback victory. And they need that, man. They need that. I thought Szoboszlai is a fantastic player. Really good in there. I know when he came from Leipzig, right? Because he was an Arsenal target for us a few seasons back, and I watched a few games of him. He's a quality player. You can tell, man. Someone that dictates the play, gets in the football, likes to manipulate it, likes to play progressive passes as well. He's not someone that's going to play the easy pass. He's going to sometimes do something a bit more dangerous, a bit more adventurous to get his team up the football pitch. So you always got to respect players like that. And I thought Pedro Neto has that. Sorry, not Pedro Neto. Szoboszlai has that in abundance. Pedro Neto has that as well, by the way. So I thought he was really good. I thought McAllister by himself in midfield was a worry in the first half for Liverpool. I think Alexis McAllister is a fantastic player, but I think it's proven that he's not a lone number 6. If you look at all the top teams in world football, whether it's Rodri, whether it's Declan Rice at Arsenal, Rodri at Man City, even if you look at Paulinho at Fulham, the one the Bayern Munich wanted Paulinho, All the top teams have a top quality number 6 in there. Someone that can break up the pieces, be physical, be tenacious, be the first one to start up attacks. And I don't think Liverpool have that right now. Now, whether Endo Wataru can be that, I'm not too sure. Whether Gravenberch is going to be playing in that position, I'm not too sure. But I'll tell you for a fact, and Alexis McAllister is not that type of player. I think Liverpool really should have spent a lot of their money on a Matheus Nunes or João Paulinho. Someone that can play a bit more of that position. Obviously, they tried to get Moises Caicedo. It fell through. They tried to get Romeo Lavia. That fell through as well. So it hasn't quite materialized getting that player for Liverpool, because I did think in that first half, when Wolves actually started running at Liverpool, because it was the same warning signs when Casemiro was at Man United in that first game of the season, when Wolves were running at them. They were getting in far too easily. I don't think Alexis McAllister was doing enough to stop the pressure going through midfield from Wolves. The second half was much better, and fair play to Jurgen Klopp, because he didn't sit on his hands. In that second half, he changed it straight away. Brought the subs on, changed a lot in the football match. And I thought their balance was a lot better in that second half, Liverpool. But the first half was a worry, because you can't better teams than Wolves, if they run through you like that, you could have got blown apart in that first half, to be honest with you, if I'm honest with Liverpool. The second half was really good, but that first half, there was a lot of warning signs. So Jurgen Klopp's got a lot to patch up. But look, 13 points out of 15. That's a really good start to the season. You played Newcastle away, you've gone to Wolves, you played Chelsea away, you played Aston Villa. Some tough games in there, and you've picked up 13 points out of 15. I think a lot of Liverpool fans will be absolutely delighted with that one, to be honest with you. Man ain't wearing that Arsenal home kit this time, yeah. Maybe tomorrow I'll be back. Pedro Neto is definitely a target to keep an eye on if you're Arsenal. Yeah, Pedro Neto is a top quality player. The problem with Pedro Neto is, right, his injury concerns. You barely see him play. That's the problem, man. But he is a really quality footballer, Pedro Neto. Endo's in a CDM. Yeah, I haven't seen enough of Endo Wataru, obviously, coming from the German league, I believe he came from. Was it Salzburg? Was it German league? I can't remember too much, but obviously I think he's Japanese, right? Haven't seen an awful lot of him. I thought he was all right in his debut, to be honest with you. I don't think he was that bad whatsoever. But I will say, right, he doesn't strike me as a real dominating figure. I always say the central defensive midfield positions, the most important position on the football pitch, because you need a real leader in there, man. Go throughout history of time. Any top teams had a really dominating defensive midfielder. I'm not saying they're the best player in the team, but they are dominating, really charismatic figure that's got aura about them, whether it's Vieira, whether it's Roy Keane, whether it's Sergio Busquets, whether it is Rodri, whether it is Declan Rice at Arsenal now. Every team that's looking to achieve things has a top quality CDM. Endo Wataru doesn't strike me as that man. Alexis McAllister definitely doesn't strike me as a top tier CDM either. So Liverpool need to find their man. They obviously tried to get Caicedo. That fell through. Caicedo hasn't had the best start to life in Chelsea. I think he would have done better at Liverpool, to be honest. I think he joined the wrong club, if I'm honest with you guys. But either way, I think Liverpool still need to find that player. Whether they're going to find him in January, I'm not too sure. But if they keep the ship afloat, and if they keep at it and they sign a top quality CDM in January, Liverpool could really start to shoot up the table, trust me, because they're not a million miles away, because their attack will get goals. Liverpool's attack, look, I've got no question marks over their attack. It's quality. If anything, look, I don't believe they've got the same quality that Mane, Firmino, and Salah brought, because I don't believe that. I think Diaz is top quality, by the way. I don't know why he didn't start. I think he's absolutely fantastic. But I do question Gakpo, Nunez, and Jota on their day. So I don't think their front three in terms of man for man's got the same quality, but the depth is there. They've got 5 really decent attackers in there. You throw in Shabazz, who can get you goals from midfield. You throw in Harvey Elliot, who'll run around and be a real danger man. And obviously he got his goal today. Deflected, so probably not going to be given as his goal. So I have no problem with their attack, Liverpool. It's their midfield defensively, and especially their defense as well, that I really do think they've got question marks over. This Liverpool team still got the remains of the team that won the league, won the Champions League. And look, although that's a good thing because they've got the experience in the squad, it also means it needs a refresh, because squads need a refresh, man. If you look at the team that Man City first won the Premier League with under Pep Guardiola, and look at the Man City team now, it's probably night and day. A lot of those players are brand new. A lot of the players that won the league last year, Man City, did not win the league the first time Pep Guardiola won it with Man City, because he's refreshed the squad. He understands players need changing. He sends out the Sterlings, he sends out the Sanes, sends out the Fernandinhos, etc. Refresh the squad and go run again. I feel like Liverpool kept with the same squad, and it can do good things. It could do wonders because you got the remains of the team, you got the DNA, you got the culture installed in the football club. But at the same time, sometimes you do need a bit of a refresh. You do need new bodies to enter the football club. And look, I don't think Liverpool win the Premier League this season, to be honest with you. I think they're third behind Man City and Arsenal in terms of favourites. But maybe that's a good thing for Liverpool, because Liverpool for the past few seasons have always been title, not necessarily favourites to Man City, but definitely contenders, basically aiming to win the Premier League. But this season, they're a little bit underdogs. No one knows what to expect from Liverpool. Obviously, for the past 5-6 seasons, we've seen brilliant things. Then last year, we saw a team that was not up to scratch whatsoever. So do we expect Liverpool to then bounce back to their best? Or are Liverpool just going to be average and they've just had a really good start to the season? I'm not too sure. It's a bit murky territory with Liverpool, and I think that could help them. Because last year it was the same thing with my club, Arsenal, right? Arsenal last year had a really good start to the season, but obviously because we finished like fifth the season before and we're nowhere near challenging for the title any season for the past 6-7 years, no one took Arsenal seriously. And that actually went well for Arsenal. It was only towards March, April, May when the graphics started to show up, race for the Premier League title, when people started talking about Arsenal winning the title, when we really started to capitulate and it got to our heads, and Arsenal obviously didn't win the Premier League title. So maybe being a little bit under the radar, being a little bit underdogs in Liverpool could actually help them. It could actually serve them well, because while Man City is still favourites for the Premier League and favourites for by a mile right now, it can actually help Liverpool to be a little bit under the radar. I was in the car to my football match and it was 1-1 with 10 minutes. Yeah, it was literally, Robertson scored a fantastic goal. Let's first talk about Gakpo's goal, man. Brilliant goal from Gakpo. I thought Liverpool that started that second half with a real start with tenacity and really tried to attack them, which was really good, because I thought that first half, Liverpool were way too passive. They weren't being front forward at all. And in that second half, they really started to change the balance and start to get on Wolves. Wolves lost a little bit as well. Let's not take that away. I think Wolves were a little bit passive in that second half. I don't know why they didn't come out with the same energy they came out in the first half with. But that goal was really good. Give the ball to Salah and dangerous things happened. Have you noticed? It's not rocket science. You give the ball to the danger men and good things start to happen. Salah got 3 assists today. And that's, don't get me wrong, that's not coincidence. He was at the right place at the right time. He made the right choice. The ball came to him and he did the right thing. Low and hard across goal. So if it's not a goal, at least someone can tap in. Gakpo, right place, right time. Look, I'm not a massive fan of Gakpo. I think he's actually not been that great since he's signed for Liverpool. But the man's got a big goal today. He sniffed out the dangerous place to be and he got there, man. He got there and he tapped into the back of net. And I thought that was a start. And to be honest, when the game went to 1-1, I expected Liverpool to win that football match. I thought, look, it's 1-1 after 52, 54 minutes. There's still like 40 minutes to go, 45 if you include added time. Liverpool probably get a winner here, you know. Because you just sensed the way the momentum had changed. Wolves had the whole first half. The whole first half was all Wolves. They could have been 2-3-0 up. But as soon as Liverpool got that goal, start of the second half, the momentum just swung like a pendulum. It just swung onto Liverpool's side. And then after that, it was all Liverpool. And they pushed. But the good thing about Liverpool is they didn't panic. One thing about Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool that has been basically a hallmark, it's been intrinsic in Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp for God knows how long, right? Is they never seem to panic. Whenever they were 1-1 or 2-2 or 0-0 for a long time, they didn't panic because Divock Origi would come off the bench and find a way to score a winner. Do you get what I mean? So this Liverpool team doesn't panic, and I feel like they again today they didn't panic. It was 1-1 for a long time. People were expecting Liverpool to find a winner. The momentum was with them. They weren't getting the breakthrough, but they kept pushing. It was a mistake from what was it? Who's the goalkeeper, man? What's the guy's name? Jose Sarr, that's the one. Jose Sarr with the mistake, booting up the field. I don't know what he's doing, man. When you've got pressure, my friend, why are you trying to boot the ball up the field? And I understand you see my man Pedro Neto up there, but just hold on to the ball and take some time. You don't need to rush it and lump up the field. That makes no sense to me. So yeah, that was a complete mistake by Jose Sarr, to be honest with you. But either way, then Liverpool broke with it. Ball came to Salah. Then obviously 1-2 did to Robertson. Robertson slotted into the back of net. 2-1, job done for Liverpool, top of the table. That is probably the strongest brighter bench I've seen in the world. Can't lie. Let me actually see the teams for the Premier League matches. By the way, yeah, Premier League need to have a fix up big time because their scheduling is terrible this weekend. How is Man United, Brighton, Tottenham, Sheffield United, I believe it is, and West Ham, Man City, all on at 3 p.m. Then the Monday game is like Burnley, Forest. Are they having a laugh? I would have watched any of those 3 matches, but instead I'm stuck with Burnley, Forest on a Monday. These are having a laugh, genuinely. They're stinkers, absolute stinkers. I really feel sorry for Austin Trusty. He went to Sheffield for proper playing time, but he's getting benched again. Yeah, I thought Trusty had a really good time at Birmingham, so let's see what comes of him. I've gone on FPL this weekend. I've given the captaincy to Jesus instead of Haaland because if Jesus starts this weekend, he's more than likely to score because it's Everton. I'll be real, Everton's a tough game, man. I previewed Arsenal versus Everton on my channel for my channel members only, and Everton is always a bogey ground for Arsenal. We never seem to do well when we go to Merseyside, so who knows, man. I'm hoping we get a win. I'll be there tomorrow, obviously, to react to it, but who knows, man. Before Gakpo scored, I thought it was probably the right decision to take him off. He probably scored twice in the first half. Yeah, this is the thing about Gakpo, man. He's not had the greatest start to life at Liverpool, to be honest with you. This is the thing. Salah obviously is going to start because Salah is Salah. The left wing, I think Diaz is their best option personally. I think Diaz is a fantastic footballer if he stays fit, really energetic. The striker I've got problems with. I think Jota isn't a striker. I think Nunez still is raw and needs to be refined. I actually prefer him on the left wing, to be honest. And I think that Gakpo hasn't quite hit the heights that I expected of him coming from Ajax or PSV, sorry. So I think Liverpool got a lot to fix in that striker position. I think they've got 5 really good players. I think Salah and Diaz are starters for me when they're both fit. But I do think the other 3, you got to look at them and think, who starts amongst them? Is it Gakpo? Is it Nunez? Is it Jota? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I think if I had to choose, I'd probably choose Jota, to be real with you. But I'm not too sure because I think all 3 of them aren't quite doing enough to snatch that starting position, if I'm honest with you guys. I've never seen a goalkeeper in Jose Sarr who is so good but crap at the same time. Yeah, what was he doing there, man? Just relieve pressure. This is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you need an IQ. He's not a young player, Jose Sarr. He's got experience. He's got skin in the game. He knows that in that moment, you just have to hold on to the football. Nothing dangerous. Don't have to do anything rash. Just hold on to the ball, relieve pressure. You got 7 minutes to go. A draw against Liverpool is not a bad result. I understand the first half you were fantastic. I understand that first half you should have been 3-0 up. But take your medicine, man. The game changes. It's liquid. It's fluid. You're 1-1 with 7 minutes to go. Why are you lumping the ball up the pitch quickly and giving Liverpool a chance to counter-attack? It made no sense to me. Just hold on to the ball, relieve the pressure, kill the momentum, and go again. That's when sometimes you need a level head in there. And yeah, I think Jose Sarr like that because when you play in the Premier League, right, it's the fine margins that dictate matches. Wolves today had some really good chances, but they didn't quite have the quality to kill off the game. Liverpool, on the other hand, they didn't have the good chance that Wolves had. If you look at the XG, I don't know, but it probably would have been Wolves' higher, or at least Wolves had the better chances in my eyes. But Liverpool had killers on the football pitch. Liverpool had assassins, because the only thing that matters is not the chances, it's not the possession, it's not the XG, it's the goals in the top left corner. That's what matters. And I feel like Liverpool obviously were the ones able to win that football match because they converted their chances. And Wolves, it's a story of Wolverhampton Wanderers, man. Can't put the ball in the back of the net. Also, Bournemouth versus Chelsea is on Sunday. Why don't even waste the time and watch the relegation scrap? Yeah, look, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even mind if Bournemouth Chelsea was on at 3 p.m. today. Why they've got Man United Brighton on is no clue because both these teams are in Europe. So that should definitely be a game that's on TV, Man United Brighton. West Ham Man City, both those teams are in the top 4. They should be playing on TV as well. Then you got Tottenham Sheffield United. Fair enough, that's not on TV. But the scheduling is absolutely crap this weekend, man. Absolutely crap. But yeah, loads of big games at 3 p.m. Of course, we'll be reviewing the games after on this channel at 3 p.m. I'll probably be doing the West Ham Man City, but of course, I'll be talking about all the 3 p.m. games after this channel. So if you are new on to, make sure you subscribe so you do not miss it for Premier League and football match reactions coming back from the international break. And midweek as well, guys. The Champions League is back starting this midweek. I cannot wait. Champions League reactions are back on this channel. So yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday we'll be reacting to the Champions League as well. Football content coming thick and fast here in Wide Football. So if you are new on to, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know exactly where it is down below. But yeah, the Premier League fixtures this 3 p.m. right? We've got Fulham Luton. No one cares about that. Tottenham Sheffield United. Fine, that's a decent game. West Ham Man City. That's a game I'm going to be keeping up with. And of course, Man United Brighton. That's a fast. That's not start because that's a really good team as well. Man United Brighton there. Man United Brighton is always going to be a really good game, man. Really good game because look, Brighton are not a team you really want to fight against, to be honest. Like, because Brighton are scraps. And Man United need a result because they've obviously lost to Tottenham. They've lost to Arsenal. If United don't win this game here, they could be slipping fast. Sunday, Sambi is starting for Luton. Oh my God, yeah, Lukonga went to Luton. Big up Lukonga, man. Anish, appreciate you on stream, my friend. Hope you're doing well. What's up? Doing well, my friend, man. Can't wait for the Arsenal game tomorrow. That's going to be a massive game. But in the meantime, and in between time, Liverpool, top of the table. Guys that's watching, Liverpool fans, not Liverpool fans. What do you expect of Liverpool this season? Or do you think they're going to win the title? Look, the thing about Liverpool is, right, obviously they're in the Europa League. Not ideal. Not ideal. I think every Liverpool fan would admit that. But it could help them because the thing about Europa League is, right, until you get to about the last 16, you can rotate with the Europa League. You can play your backup squad. I mean, Liverpool are playing really their first team squad every Premier League match without any rotation. And that could help them. I still think Liverpool need a DM. I still worry about the defense. But they've got assassins up front. And winners are made up front. That's how it is. It's always been for the end of time, right? Any team that wants to win the Premier League has got killers up front. Whether it is a right winger, a left winger, striker, it does not matter. You need assassins up front. And Salah's an assassin. Luis Diaz in his day is an assassin. Obviously, Jota, I still think you've got to work out what's happening with him, with Gakpo. I think Nunez obviously saved the day against Newcastle. Since then, he's not quite hit the same heights. But Liverpool have got the assassins in there. The CDM needs to be fixed. So I think McAllister on his ones in midfield is a worry for me. I think the defense still needs patching up because it's still the same team that from 4 or 5 seasons ago won the Premier League, Champions League. You do need a refresh. Like I said before, look at the team that Man City won the Premier League under Guardiola last year. against the team that he first won the Premier League with. It's chalk and cheese, night and day. Pep Guardiola refreshed the team. Even if they're winning, he still changes it, man. Fix what isn't broken. That's his mentality. Whereas Klopp has stayed loyal with the team that's got him all the way up there. So I do respect him for that, but you do need a refresh every now and then. I do believe that for an absolute fact. Szoboszlai is a wicked player, man. Szoboszlai is fantastic. I know I question them spending that much money on him, to be honest with you, but I think he's looking like a real top player, man. A real game changer in midfield. And I think you need that because Liverpool, since they've lost Wijnaldum, he's been their biggest miss for them. Make no mistake about it. I've watched a lot of Liverpool throughout for the last 5-6 seasons, right? Wijnaldum was a real game changer for Liverpool. Every Liverpool fan knows that. He was that body that transitioned the ball from defense to attack. He was that 12th man on the football pitch, it felt like. When they lost Wijnaldum, their midfield lost its identity. Yes, they kept afloat with Fabinho, Henderson, Milner, Curtis Jones, etc. Thiago. But Wijnaldum was that real soul, that real like heartbeat of that football team. And when he got lost, Liverpool never really recovered. Now, Szoboszlai is not the same player as Wijnaldum. I don't think he does the dogged work or defensive work that Wijnaldum does. But Szoboszlai gives you a body that can run. And Szoboszlai gives you a body that can bring quality in the midfield. So I genuinely think Szoboszlai could be not necessarily a Wijnaldum replacement, but a Wijnaldum kind of like a replacement beta version. Like when Liverpool lost Coutinho, right? They didn't replace Coutinho like for like, but they replaced their system and used the Coutinho money to improve their overall team. And I think that's what could happen. Now, Szoboszlai is not the same player as Wijnaldum, but I think he can bring the same impact that Wijnaldum brought for Liverpool as time progresses. As Jermaine Genius said on commentary, look, I'm not a massive fan of Jermaine Genius's commentary, but he did say something that I do agree with. No matter what Liverpool's midfield will look like in the years to come, I do think it needs a change. Szoboszlai will be in that midfield. Because I do think that Endo's not the player you're looking for. I think McAllister's good, but I don't think he's a CDM. For me, if I'm Liverpool, right, you have McAllister in the number 6, you have Szoboszlai next to him, then you have McAllister in the number 8, you have Szoboszlai next to him as a number 8, and then you need a CDM if you're a Liverpool Football Club. That's my genuine opinion of it, to be honest. Nunez is the 12th man in the season so far. Yeah, look, Nunez off the bench might be his calling, you know, because when he starts, Nunez, he's not great, to be honest, when he starts. The thing about Nunez is, right, would Nunez start for Arsenal or Man City? Absolutely not, because Nunez is unpredictable. He's flawed. He's not clean with the ball, meaning that Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta, in their teams, they want to play that's clean on the ball, neat and tidy, can pass, can link up, stuff like that. Whereas if you look at Nunez, that's not his game. Nunez is a bit of like James Carragher called him Captain Chaos, right? It sums him up perfectly. He's a bit of a head down, headless chicken, just run and make crazy things happen. And look, last 10-15 minutes of a football match, you need that. Against Newcastle, he's the perfect player to come off the bench. You've got 10 men, you need a bit of energy, a bit of tenacity, and you chuck him on the pitch and let him just chase balls all day long. And lo and behold, he had 2 fantastic finishes. Looked like a cold-blooded killer up there. But then again, today he had a really good chance, Nunez, that he snatched that. So I think there's still a lot of refinement to happen with Nunez's game. He's obviously not the finished article, far from it. But I think there's good things to see from Nunez. And look, the thing about Liverpool is, right, Liverpool, it's unknown territory. It's murky territory. What do you expect from Liverpool? I don't expect them to win the league this season, but they've definitely overshot my expectations. I thought Liverpool would nowhere near be 13 points out of 15, especially if you looked at their schedule. Newcastle away, Chelsea away. They're going to Wolves. They're playing Aston Villa. It's not an easy start to life whatsoever in the Premier League, but Liverpool have had a fantastic start, to be honest with you. And they're top of the table right now. Obviously, we're going to see what happens with Man City when they go to face West Ham. But they got a lot to improve upon if you're Liverpool. So look, there are obviously these improvement signs. I think that the defense needs a lot of work. But I think the main thing is, if you are a Liverpool Football Club, right, embrace the start you've had. It's been absolutely fantastic, and a lot to come from Liverpool Football Club. So yeah, I think if you're a Liverpool fan, you've got to be very delighted with what you're seeing, to be honest. Wolves did not deserve this, to say the less. The score doesn't reflect the match at all. Yeah, and look, I've watched 2 matches from Wolves this season. I've watched the game they played against Manchester United and the game today against Liverpool. And in both matches, they did not deserve to win the football match. But it doesn't matter, because in life, it doesn't matter what your possession is. It doesn't matter what your shots on target is. It doesn't matter what your XG is. It doesn't matter how much you run. All that matters is that score in the top left corner. That is the only thing that matters in football. And Wolves against Manchester United and against Liverpool could not put the ball in the back of net frequently enough. Cunha, fantastic. Brazilian flair. But when it comes to shooting, he turns into Yaya Sanogo. Hits all the pylons and hits the stands. Pedro Neto, brilliant. End product, not there. Hwang Yu-Chan, scored today. Fantastic goal. But again, not quite putting the ball in the back of net. Same the players from midfield, man. Whether it was Gomez, whether it was at number 27 for Wolves. They can't quite put the ball in the back of net. It's going to haunt them. Because ever since Raul Jimenez got his injury, he's not been the same player. They've obviously shipped him off to Fulham now. Podence was their top scorer last season with 6 goals. Goals win you matches. I understand that you need your defense. I understand that you need good football. I understand all that. But at the end of the day, the hardest thing is to put the ball in the net. It's a 16-by-7 goal. And if you're not putting the ball in the back of the net, you're not going to win football matches. It's simple as that, man. You can analyze it till the cows go home. You can go on Twitter and see all the tactical merchants on Twitter continue about 4-5-1, 4-4-2, gegenpress this, gegenpress that. Oh, look at these press-resistant players. All these people on Twitter could talk all about tactics all day, every day, right? The only thing that matters is putting the ball in the back of the net. Wolves today, the tactics were on point in that first half. Tactics were fantastic. Their game plan was smooth. Their personnel was fantastic. But the ball did not go in the back of the net. The chances were there. They were not taken. You got to be assassins in this game. This game is not... football is not a business for nice people. Football is not a business for, oh, we'll get him next time. Football is a business for assassins. Only the assassins survive in this game. Why are Messi, Ronaldo seen as top players? Because they're assassins. Season in, season out, they get goals. They're not happy with 20 goals, they want 30. They're not happy with 30, they want 40. Why is Salah an assassin? Because he will score. He got 3 assists today. If he misses, he'll score his next one. It's an assassin's game. And Cunha today had 2 really good chances. He missed the first one, didn't score the second one. What can we say, man? You got to convert your chances in football. And I don't think Cunha did that enough. Wolves didn't do that enough. And it's going to cost them. That misser, yeah, that header was absolutely criminal, man. Absolutely criminal. The ball lands on him, right? All he's got to do is, he doesn't even have to jump. You can just go stand on your feet and just head you into the back of the net. And he doesn't do it, man. Look, I have no sympathy for teams like that. I thought the first half Wolves were fantastic. And I sat there, and at halftime, I sat there and I reflected on the game. And I said, you know what? Wolves are going to regret this. Wolves are going to regret this because they need to take their chances. And lo and behold, what happens? They don't take their chances and they lose a football match. Again, it's the bread and butter of football, man. Put the ball in the back of the net. You fail to score, you fail to win the football match. That's how it is. And Wolves again today, they need to find a way to score goals. Whether it's bringing in a striker, whether it's, I don't know, taking more time on the training ground, I'm not too sure. But the thing is, right, I saw Cunha's face in this game. You can use TNT Sports put the camera on his face a lot of times. That brother was hurting. He was hurt. He could tell that he felt like he lost that game for Wolves today. In a way, he did. But obviously, there's 11 players on the football pitch plus the subs, right? So it's rarely down to one player losing you a game. But you could tell he was hurting. He felt like he cost his team today. But the main thing is, right, find a way to rebound. Every player has bad moments. I thought, again, against Man United on the first game of the season, he wasn't great either in terms of end product. I thought up until end product was good. Up until the end product, he looks like Lionel Messi. But then as soon as it comes to putting the ball in the back of the net, he looks like prime Yaya Sonogo, man. I've called it before. But look, they got a lot to improve upon, man. A lot to improve upon Wolves. But I do see an identity there, and that's the main thing, man. There was a lot of positives to take away. Klopp running into the dressing room speaks volumes. Yeah, whenever Klopp does that, man, he's like he's trying to inject some energy into his own team whenever he does that, Jurgen Klopp, man. I love that guy. He's a funny guy sometimes, Jurgen Klopp. The memes that come from him is top tier. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that's tuned into the stream today. If you did enjoy, make sure you subscribe down below. Next Premier League stream is just later today at 5 p.m. After the 3 p.m. matches, I'll be reacting to all of those. And then again, tomorrow, Super Sunday, we will be back with a stream for Everton versus Arsenal. The international break is over, guys. It's back to football streams midweek as well, the Champions League. So if you do enjoy that, you know exactly what to do. Hit that subscribe button down below my road to 5,000 subscribers. Let me know your thoughts in live chat. And if you just joined the stream and want to hear all about my thoughts on Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Liverpool 3, you have to scroll right back to start so you can hear all about what I'm thinking. I've been wonderful. I appreciate you guys all for tuning into the stream today. I hope to catch you all in my next one.